February 13th, Crime 101 hits theaters.
What is it that you do?
I take high-value items and make them disappear.
So you're a thief.
This guy's a ghost. There's no DNA. He's in and out in seconds.
Your guy's untraceable.
Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, and Halle Berry. One crime connects them all.
We're good at this.
Yeah.
Crime 101, directed by Bart Layton. Rated R, under 17 on admitted without parent. Only in theaters February 13th.
You know when you're listening to a true crime story that has an unbelievable plot twist that makes you stop in your tracks? That's what our podcast, People Are the Worst, brings you with each episode. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rebecca. We're identical twins who love true crime cases that make you say, didn't see that coming, and we hate the people responsible for them. Listen to People Are the Worst now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks for joining us for another Unscripted. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Paige.
And this week we're talking about Miss Addison Rae.
I learned a lot about her, and I really didn't know much before this because we've said this about a couple of people, but she's included in this group. She's after our time.
Oh, for sure.
A little bit. She really came to fame from TikTok, which I wasn't too behind on, but just different age group and not an app that was part of the millennial zeitgeist until our 30s.
Right. She was born in October 2000, so she's a lot younger than us.
Right. We were teenagers practically.
Right. I think that I have found myself watching her a little bit on the periphery because she's shown up in things like the Kardashians, not keeping up with the Kardashians, as Kourtney's BFF at the time. That was before she was married to Travis. She's shown up on my TikTok as a trending sound. And so she's been around, but she was never somebody that I followed with intentionality just because of the age difference.
And I don't think that the content was necessarily geared towards us either.
No.
That's okay. But what I was pleasantly surprised about is that she is, I'm going to sound so old, but she's freaking she's darling. It's the only way to describe her. And she does marry this dichotomy. And none other than Britney Spears used to do this. And you and I have been talking about Britney a lot lately as to who could really play her in the biopic that is or rumored or planned.
It's being shopped about.
It's being shopped about. First of all, they're both from Louisiana. So Britney is from Kentwood and Addison is from Lafayette. But again, this dichotomy of being adorable, but also then within your music and your art, that's where the sex appeal comes out in the outfits, in the lyrics. I think her music is very much of a Britney inspired type music as well. A little bit of Lady Gaga mixed in there. Anyways, Lady Gaga actually recorded one of Addison's songs. I don't know how much writing she had to do with it or not, but it was one of her songs that was shopped to Gaga first.
There's an overlap.
Yes, this personality overlap with these types of people.
A personality overlap, but also an overlap of audiences. I saw someone refer to her as someone for the girls and gays.
Completely.
And that is so who Britney was. And that's so who Addison is. They fit in the same niche.
100%. You cannot tell me that in her new debut album, which came out in June of 25, the song New York, I can hear that at a gay club.
That would have been Britney.
I've been to many a gay club in my life. And yes, it would be like a remix of Britney. But now these artists, they're just releasing it as is. I mean, obviously remixes are still put out and created. But I mean, this didn't even take a remix. It is club ready. And I can already hear it at a gay club. It is probably being played there as we speak.
Oh, you know it is.
And I love that.
I am obsessed with her Diet Pepsi song that came out not too long ago. It definitely went quadruple platinum at my house. It was just the song that was on repeat all the time.
The music video is quite saucy, if I do say so myself.
It's saucy, but also in a very unexpected way.
Yeah, it's kind of sensual as opposed to too spicy, if you will.
Yeah, it's sensual, but it doesn't feed into the male gaze. It feeds into someone I'm trying to think. like
she's
what I'm
empowering
trying to explain.
herself in it, really. She's
Yes.
empowering her own sexuality. The lead guy is a smoke show and she's having fun.
He was one of the actors on Pretty Little Liars, and some people were saying that it was a nod to her Gen Z audience. As a Gen Zer herself, the audience who probably went home and watched Pretty Little Liars growing up, for her to have him in the music video of one of her bigger songs.
Wait, did I miss that he was from Pretty Little Liars? Because I loved that show and I didn't watch the whole music video.
That's what I heard.
I totally missed that. I got to go back and double check. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, okay. Well, you're double checking that later today. Also, go watch Ben Platt's slowed down version of Diet Pepsi. He sang it at an award show. That also popped off on social media somewhat recently, maybe last year. It was a great rendition.
I know who was in the music video. It was the guy who played Jason De Laurentiis, who is Drew Van Aker. This makes sense. So he was Alison De Laurentiis's brother. But so he wasn't in every single episode or like main cast.
Mhm.
So that would be why it didn't pop to me right away. Now I can feel better. Sorry. Okay. I will definitely be checking out that slowed down version because there is something really cool when you can strip a song down a little bit, especially when it might be a bigger tempo, or I guess higher tempo is the better word. So I will definitely look that up because that sounds like it would be really cool because it's a pretty song. It actually really is.
It's a pretty song, but also the content of it is, there's a lyric like untouched, something in your backseat.
Oh, she loses her
virginity. So like
basically, but she's like losing all my
innocence. Losing all my innocence.
Yes.
In your backseat. Untouched. Yeah.
Addison, girl, we already clocked you anyways, though.
Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's give our listeners a little bit of background about her. Obviously, we talked about how she's from Lafayette. She is a 2000 baby. Her family dynamic is a little bit interesting. Her family has also made appearances. They've been in the public eye since she's made a name for herself.
Yeah, I watched when she went back to Louisiana for like a week. It was this Snapchat show that was created, like little 10-minute episodes. Only could find 2 that live on the internet, but she does seem close to her family and it's really sweet. But Natalie and I, low-key, we had to really dive in to figure out these dynamics because Addison was born Addison Rae Easterling. So I said to Natalie, Easterling, and Natalie knew right away, oh, that is her mother's maiden name. But we didn't really understand why she goes by.
Yeah, the why.
We didn't really understand why because her brothers, by the way, go by the father's last name, which is Monty Lopez. Basically, Addison was born at a time where her mother was in her early 20s. So a decision was made for whatever reason, which may have involved the relationship, maybe not. I think they were not married, perhaps. And so Addison received her mother's last name at the time, which was her maiden name, Easterling. But Addison goes by Addison Rae anyways, which
is her middle name.
Exactly.
I don't think that's too uncommon either of a child being born when the parents aren't married yet for them to take the mom's name.
Totally not. It's easier for a lot of different reasons in terms of that form of family building because the mom sharing the last name can just help with a lot of different things and access to the care the child receives, things at school. It just can take a lot of pressure off certain things from what I understand.
And we also don't know the dynamics beyond them not being married of that relationship between her mom, Sherry, and her dad, Monty. So they weren't married, but like, was it a shaky romantic relationship at the time? We don't know.
They were young.
Yeah. I should acknowledge, though, that they are divorced again. So they got married when she was younger, divorced. Then they were on and off throughout her childhood, remarried again 2017, and divorced again in 2022.
Addison does have an older half sister named Macy, who is from her mother as well. That could be a whole nother reason behind the last name thing too. Maybe it was easier to have herself, Sherry, her mother, and have maybe both girls have Easterling. I don't know if Macy ever went by Easterling. She doesn't now, but that could be a whole thing too. who knows what all that was going on. Like you said, the relationship was sort of, even as adults, well, they were young adults, but even all the way towards 2017, when they had all the kids, there was still some back and forth and getting remarried at that time.
And much like Brittany, Addison has a dance background. I would say maybe Addison's is a little bit more extensive, but they do have this similar trajectory where Addison grew up competitively dancing. She was someone who was drawn to the spotlight from an early age.
Very early. She started dancing at 6. You're so spot on with the Britney reference, because I'm pretty sure Britney did dance very young as well, but those times were a bit different. Like you look at competitive dancing today.
Oh, it's a different ball game.
Competitive dancing is a whole different ball game. I'm not saying that there weren't the same level of athletes in dance and even cheer back then, but it was just different. Regardless, Addison continues growing up in Louisiana, and she eventually attends Louisiana State University, but not for long. She did originally want to pursue a career in broadcast journalism, which I think would have been a really cute, good fit for her. I don't know why I called it cute, but I could just see her being like a super cute broadcast journalist. But she left. She knew that if she was going to make this TikTok thing work, because by that time, TikTok was really taking off for her, because we're talking fall of 2019 is when she started at LSU. And then I think either sometime during that semester or after that semester, she had been really getting popular on TikTok and she took off to LA. But this is also, it's important to remember, like I was saying, the time that she started this was around 2019. This is when TikTok was even a little bit easier to make it on. You could really start making it big on TikTok easily and quicker. She eventually has amassed 88 million followers, but it didn't take that for her to realize, oh, I can go to LA and continue to make this thing work. And I think one of the biggest things that her move to LA brought her was she became part of what's called
the Hype House.
The Hype House.
I had never heard of that. I bet it shows how my age, I guess.
It was huge. I remember hearing that content houses were becoming a thing. And these were houses where very young people, we're talking 17, 18, 19, 21, very young people living in a house together, like 10 of them. And then the rest of their friends would be over like all day if they weren't living there. And they would create content together for each other, help each other out with that kind of stuff. And that was their livelihood. So it was people who wanted to become content creators. And then it was a way to cost share. I think in this case, there was, let's see, Dixie D'Amelio, who's right around her age.
Was it both D'Amelio sisters or just Dixie?
Just Dixie at this time.
Little Huddy.
Little Huddy, who's Chase Hudson, who actually dated, I think, did he date Charlie or Dixie? I don't know. Again, these are not necessarily people we grew up watching, but he dated one of the D'Amelio's sisters. And so there was quite a few of them, though, that were well known to people, including Addison herself. It gets to this point where there's iconic moments of Addison. Like one time she's on this like tour bus.
Yeah.
She's taking a sip of water from a water bottle. It's probably more of like some chartered vehicle so that everybody could fit on the bus and maybe they're at a night out. I have no idea what they're doing, but it's this iconic moment where they go, "Hey, Addison, stay hydrated." And she thinks that they said, "Say hydrated" or Drayden.
Like it's someone's name.
Like somebody's name. And she's like, "Hi." And it just becomes this iconic moment. And that is also Natalie.
It's very Britney.
Britney.
Yes.
But still like well put together ditzy. Like almost like a calculated ditzy, if you will. But not ditzy in the negative way.
It comes across authentic.
Yes, that's what it is.
There's an authenticity there that is really hard to replicate.
Oh my gosh, you put the nail on the head.
If you've been thinking about starting a GLP-1 weight loss journey, Ro makes it simple. With Ro, you get 100% online care, access to clinically proven FDA-approved medications, side effect management, dosing support, and more. And best of all, it's all from home. Ro also offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. It uses the same weight loss ingredient as the shot with comparable results, helping patients lose an average of 14% of their body weight within a year. That's one daily pill designed to reduce cravings and help you feel fuller. The pill starts at $149 for the first dose and $299 a month for higher doses, plus the Ro Body membership. Membership is $45 for your first month and $145 monthly after, and includes unlimited provider messaging. Ro also offers brand name FDA-approved GLP-1s at the lowest cost, whether you use insurance or pay cash. Eligible patients can start treatment in as little as a week. If I had needed this product, it's what I'd use. Go to ro.co/diaries to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/diaries to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
But we're talking ditzy, because when I think ditzy, the OG baby-voiced dumb blonde comes to mind is Paris Hilton.
And she doesn't do that. Addison does not.
She doesn't do that. That is more of a caricature, and you can tell it's a put on. Versus Addison and Brittany, there's a little authenticity there, but a little bit of cheekiness to it. Like, you can tell she knows. Is it camp? I don't know. It's like she knows that we know that she knows.
There was a video that I think we both watched this one where the creator refers to this as camp, and it is. It's just such a her campy moment. It's so involved. It's hard to completely peel it all apart because of the authenticity that backs it up. What I also really love about Addison in regards to this authenticity is that she backs it up with the way she treats her body too. She has a very strong body, but you know what? She's wearing those short shorts and there is a little bit of cellulite. Things that are natural, things that are relatable, things that you cannot avoid genetically. And she's gorgeous and she looks amazing while she does it. So I'm not like, hey, yay, she has cellulite. Everybody like, no, she's just, this is what my body is. So this is, and I feel beautiful in this. So I'm wearing it. And she does look good while wearing it. You get it. It's hard to, it's because it doesn't exist a lot. So I'm struggling to explain what I mean.
It doesn't exist in that sphere, in that world. I think what you're looking for is like, she's unapologetic about who she is and what she looks like. She does have a makeup line, but she's very known for going on camera and she doesn't have perfect skin. She has occasional acne flares and she embraces them on camera. She doesn't hide the redness. She doesn't hide the breakouts.
You know what it is? It's that you're getting what she is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If she has a bit of redness on her face, which there are tons of people who do, there is nothing weird about that. Like, you don't just not have redness on your face because you're a TikTok star or you're a pop star or you're a singer or you're a celebrity. Like, they spend a lot of money either editing these things out or having skincare and surgeries that change this. And she just seems like the type of person that she's not doing the filler and the surgeries. I mean, there might be filler, but it doesn't look like it.
That probably helped with her amassing 88 million followers because of that relatability that she has.
It's what people are craving.
I think a lot of social media stars understand that audiences are looking for relatability, but a lot of them aren't willing to put themselves out there. And I think that's what distinguishes Addison from a lot of those other people.
Yes.
Obviously, she got on social media, this particular platform, at the right time. She's a pretty girl. She can dance. She has all of that going for her, but she also has this relatability. She's the girl next door, the Louisiana girl next door, which is very
100%.
much also Brittany. And maybe she really is the right person to star in this biopic. I don't know. That's yet to be determined.
I think it would be great. I know a lot of people are floating around a lot of Gen Z icons.
Tate McRae.
I don't know them very well. I could see Tate being able to do it very much so, but Addison would be fantastic because I do feel like she is such like maybe what Britney's trajectory could have been if she was born in 2000 instead of 1980. So, 20 years later or 81, whenever Britney was born.
It will be interesting to see where Addison goes from here because as we're going through her life and career, obviously we're at the point where she's made it to LA. She has joined the Hype House. She's rubbing shoulders, rubbing elbows with these other big names and up and comers like the D'Amelio sister.
This is like a blueprint of sorts. Like, you've got to know, like, she did this without having a lot of example. And she's one of the most successful pipelines, if you will, from TikTok to an actual career. Like, I don't even associate her with TikTok at all. I associate her with her new album, she played in a major show that was just on the Ed Gein story, Monster. And so it's like she has a true acting and singing career now. Like, huge, unprecedented, truly.
That just goes to show how well her rebranding did, because we do know that she took a beat from social media. She was posting multiple times a day on TikTok and Instagram. She really had this momentum going. And as she's realizing which direction she wants to go, and I'm sure she feels like one of the smarter ones, she can acknowledge that her life isn't going to be posting online for the next 20 years. She knows that she needs to branch out, and she has the talent and the smarts and the team to back it up. And so what she did to rebrand was she almost completely stopped posting on TikTok. When it came to Instagram, she deleted everything off of her Instagram, and she sort of went silent as she was building her next steps for her to come out.
That was probably advised.
Oh, I'm sure.
I guess, if you're going to make it successful out of that, you have to just go cold turkey. You got to stop doing it once the irons are in the fire outside of it, so that people stop associating you with that. It's similar to like Disney Channel, which in reality, again, with this like Britney side of things, I almost can't believe that she didn't have a Disney start. I almost can't believe it.
She probably would have if she hadn't started so late.
It's just so Disney star coded, or she is so Disney coded.
Again, if she had started out as a younger age, if she had been scouted as an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, she probably would have been on Disney Channel. But because she really didn't make the start in social media and in the public eye until 18, that probably was why it didn't happen.
Totally.
But I look at her TikTok era as her version of Disney, and the Hype House as like the Mouse House or whatever, the Mouseketeers. That's her version of it. And I think she had to shed that persona in order to be able to be taken seriously.
Yes, just like the Disney stars do. Like, not only does she have that Disney sparkle, which you could easily tell that as a kid, she just would have fit in so well, like you're saying. Maybe Nickelodeon too, but there's just something very Disney specific. It's that same thing you got to shed. I mean, it's like, even when you look at Chinese astrology, you've got the year of the snake before the horse. And a lot of people are talking about that on social media. And the snake kind of represents like a shedding, but also more than just a shedding, a rebirth. That is how Disney stars have to do it. And that's how she had to do it. With the TikTok, she had to shed TikTok.
That image.
Yes.
And this rebirth, this rebranding that she came out with was much more sultry and much more aware of her womanhood.
Yes.
But in a way that, again, wasn't catering to the male gaze.
Oh, and just becoming more age appropriate too. You know, like you're not 18 anymore. She's 25. So.
Right. Like you said, very age appropriate, very much more understanding what her peers were looking for, but in a way that, again, was authentic to herself.
She must have a good team behind her, too. I think a lot of it comes from her because there's this authenticity, but she's got to have like a good team.
Oh,
I want to know who her tree pain is, if you will.
And, you know, she's got a good team, but she also has a lot of well-established friends in the industry that have her back. I'm thinking specifically of Charlie XCX. Charlie XCX heard one of her songs, that was accidentally released, accidentally or unaccidentally, I don't really know.
After briefly meeting in a studio, like very brief interaction.
They had a very strong connection. And so I think that helped. And then she's gone on tour with her. She's opened for her.
I thought it was cool how Charlie supported her when the songs were leaked, because it wasn't just like, oh, a leaked song, like hee hee. It was actually devastating to what she'd been working so hard on and really put a damper on what she wanted to release. But Charlie gets on one of the songs with her, and eventually they figured like, this is different enough than the demo that was leaked. So you know what? Let's release it. And it paid off.
And dare I say, it's a better version of the song.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure it was devastating at the time for it to be leaked without her authorization, but eventually she was able to make lemonade out of lemons.
Right. She took the leak almost as like a PR happy accident, right? Like people already knew this demo. They've been listening to it. They must have had enough positive reactions to go, okay, if we actually release it and then we put a bit of a larger star on it, like Charlie XCX, although Addison was large with her own audience. You know what I mean, though? I think it just legitimized the song and the work. And she went on to open for Lana Del Rey last summer. So she was not hurting for anything.
At Wembley Stadium.
Mhm.
That is such the perfect pairing to me.
Okay, how so? Tell me.
I just feel like they both are very much their own individuals.
True, because I was going to say, because their music is very different.
Yes, but they also are grounded in who they are as individuals, as individual artists.
And almost like an act of their own. Like Lana is almost like acting as like, I don't know how to describe Lana.
No.
I mean, I love me some Lana, but she's almost like, or at least in her early days, it was almost like this persona, just like you said, like a total, like what Marilyn Monroe did, what Paris Hilton did, but with music and not doing the whole blonde persona thing. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I get what you mean. They both have a very much undone public facing image, which what we've talked about when we do these deep dives is a lot of times when celebrities, specifically music artists, become popular or as they're being launched by these big record labels, they go through this rebranding that's very calculated, very much like Katy Perry. That's who I'm thinking of.
I'm telling you, when they changed their hair.
Obviously, we did mention that Addison went through a rebrand, but it was almost like she shed it versus put on this caricature. Do you know what I'm saying? And
yes,
that's how I view Lana as well. And so while they may have different styles of music, they feel very much they could work in tandem with each other.
You bring up such a great point about the branding and rebranding as you're getting launched, because when you see a newer artist or someone that's a little smaller and they go through like a major hair change, you know it's about to pop off. Look at Chapel Roan. And Addison, I think, went a little blonder.
She did.
I didn't completely follow her hair journey, and I know she's always gone back and forth between the blonde and her natural darker hair, but at least when she was opening for Lana, she was a lot blonder. And so it just makes me wonder if that's like all part of that whole rebrand. Like, oh, now you're blonde.
It's a brassy blonde, and I almost feel like she wants it to appear imperfect. And also, I wonder if it's a bid to align herself more with Britney as the rumors circulate around her possibly being a really good person to choose for the biopic. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm so excited for that biopic. I need to get back up on what rumors are floating out about it in terms of release and casting and everything, because we know Britney's family. Like, I hope they do it well. That's all I can hope. I think there's going to be some pretty high expectations no matter who is cast as Britney, but I think Addison is obviously a great option.
Oh, for sure. And she's definitely still very much making a name for herself. She just performed at Coachella for 2025. She was on tour from August to the later part of 2025. I feel like she could very much end up at the height of where Britney was. I don't know. I don't want to compare and contrast. They are two different people, but like we've been saying, there's a lot of similarities there.
Well, she's nominated for Best New Artist, so we'll be watching the Grammys soon. She also was named Artist of the Year by The Guardian, and her newest album was named the Best Album of 2025 by The Washington Post and The Fader. So we will be watching what's going on with Miss Addison. We'll be back again next Monday with another episode of Unscripted, and Tuesday, another episode of the DocuFiles, and of course, Thursday with coverage of a true crime case that needs your attention.
We have a whole lot of episodes for you to listen and engage with.
We got a lot of segments.
I am loving it. I'm loving all these episodes. I think that there's a lot for a lot of different people. So enjoy.
And we love all the nice feedback you guys have been giving us too. So we see you in the comments. Yeah. Let us know who else you want us to talk about on Unscripted, what documentaries you want for DocuFiles. We're on it and we're listening to you. So let us know. And until then, we will see you next time.
Bye.
If you've been thinking about starting a GLP-1 weight loss journey, Ro makes it simple. With Ro, you get 100% online care, access to clinically proven FDA-approved medications, side effect management, dosing support, and more. And best of all, it's all from home. Ro also offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. It uses the same weight loss ingredient as the shot with comparable results, helping patients lose an average of 14% of their body weight within a year. That's one daily pill designed to reduce cravings and help you feel fuller. The pill starts at $149 for the first dose and $299 a month for higher doses, plus the Ro Body membership. Membership is $45 for your first month and $145 monthly after, and includes unlimited provider messaging. Ro also offers brand name FDA-approved GLP-1s at the lowest cost, whether you use insurance or pay cash. Eligible patients can start treatment in as little as a week. If I had needed this product, it's what I'd use. Go to ro.co/diaries to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/diaries to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.